UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda Extra.
Nyati Motion Pictures brings you Tuko Pamoja, Peoples of Eastern Uganda segment. How have they negotiated the colonial border that divided the Luya nation into two countries?
The Vasamia, Babukusu, the Bagwe,
the Bamasava,
all belonging to the Valuya
of Kenya.
We didn't know there was a border to go and visit our father's only sister and our mother's only sister in Bungoma.
Actually, if you talk of the integration of the East African community, for us, we're already integrated.
One community.
Premiering in Mbale City at Mount Elgon Hotel on Saturday, 12th of October.
To get a ticket, call 0778 787 660. Tuko Pamoja?
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda Extra.
A lovely morning to you, and thank you so much for being with us on UBC TV. Welcome to Good Morning Uganda Extra. I'm Robert Chirapo Unyonyitono. It is a very lovely Monday morning, and I'm excited to be having you. Now, this morning, I want to be discussing something very important, and I know many of you have heard of a place called Namunkekera Industrial Park. I know many of you know this and have had this in mind. Now, this morning, we are going to be focusing more on Namunkekera Rural Industrial Center. And I'm having a guest, and later I'll be joined by another guest still, where we are going to be discussing issues regarding this park. And join me, welcome Engineer Chibuka Sempewa Ronald, who is the Chief Engineer Namunkekera Rural Industrial Center, and also a technical assistant to the Chief of Wealth Creation, that is General Salim Saleh. You're most welcome.
Thank you, sir.
And later I'll be joined by a lady, that is Namari Harriet, who is the Secretary to General Salim Saleh when it comes to Kapeka office and attached to Namunkekera Industrial Park. But I'll begin with Engineer. Most welcome to the show. And I know many Ugandans, when you talk about Namunkekera Rural Industrial Park, or Namunkekera, what comes to them is more of industrialization and development. But kindly paint a picture, what exactly happens there?
Thank you so much. Good morning, viewers. Namunkekera is a historical site in Uganda, an industrial historical site. It goes way back to almost the history of Uganda and the protectorate, the British protectorate. When the Church Missionary Society came to Uganda, they came with an industrial mission. And in 1903, they incorporated a company in the British called the Uganda Company. Now, the Uganda Company came to take over the industrial mission of the Church Missionary Society. So, in 1907, they introduced rubber in Namunkekera. And they planted almost 15,000 acres of rubber. So that was the beginning of Namunkekera appearing. And then later on, by 1930, we see Namunkekera, a very strong industry for coffee and rubber. Now, Namunkekera by 1930 was fully automated. You can imagine at that time, 40 square miles away from Kampala, fully automated. And then they were managing Mubende coffee, Mitiana coffee, Buluri coffee, and Ichagua coffee. All that coffee was coming to Namunkekera. So Namunkekera was one of the very first industrial sites in Uganda. So it's a historical industrial site in this country. So when we talk about Namukekera, for us, we deliberately go back in history to understand its importance in as far as the economy of Uganda is concerned. So by 1930, Namukekera was that important and critical to the country because it was serving a huge area. And coffee is a historical also crop in Uganda that contributed to the economy. So by 1948, there is an Indian called Prabdas Kalidas Shah who bought Namukekera from the Uganda company. Now this Indian took over and later on handed over this industrial site to a group of Baganda men, Antonio Tamale, and who were under the industrial coffee growers. So Namukekera has been contributing to this economy since then. And now, later on, we all know what happened from 1966 when there was a collapse in the relationship between Buganda and His Excellency Milton Obote at that time. So the relationship between the Baganda and His Excellency Milton Obote collapsed. So these Baganda men had a lot of money because they had procured this industry at 2.5 million Uganda shillings from Prabdas Kalidas Shah. So that was too much money in the hands of Baganda at that time. So this brought us to the point of 1969, where many Ugandans know what we call the common man's charter, or what we call the move to the left at that time. So under the move to the left, or common man's charter, private capital was forcefully put under cooperative or the cooperative movement. So East Mengo took over Namukekera Rural Industrial Center, or took over the industrial coffee growers at that time and made it its own. And there was a contestation in ownership and handing over of Namukekera to East Mengo because it was, we did a study and we call this historical injustices. So how was that Namukekera passed on to East Mengo when there was a policy directing that no private capital is supposed to operate on its own unless it is under cooperatives. So this is the time when much of Uganda lost private capital. And this war goes on until when we see Idi Amin come into power, and Idi Amin was welcomed heavily by the coffee growers in Uganda because of being suffocated. So having been suffocated, these people who had a lot of capital under coffee, and they had been refused to operate on their own because of the common man's charter. So when Idi Amin came in February 1971, they welcomed him heavily, and they even reported to him that they had been denied to operate. So the coffee sector welcomed Idi Amin, and much of it was a basis in Namukekera. And Namukekera had grown at that time and also expanded in Namakomago. If you're on your way to Jinja after what is that corner? When you're heading to Lugazi, you can see Lugazi on the other side, Namakomago. That was also part of Namukekera expansion. And
so there is a very rich history.
Yes, there's a very rich history to the present. So Namukekera did not start yesterday.
Okay.
So by 1997, General Salim Saleh bought this land. Okay, but remember it had gone through war, the liberation war. So it was in shatters. So he had to revive it. And when he was reviving Namukekera, he revived it under agro industrialization. It was more of agro than manufacturing. Because remember, he was processing tomatoes into ketchup or tomato sauce. Then we had maize, then we had cassava. Actually, he was one of the biggest growers of maize in Uganda, And this maize gave birth to the first industry in Namunkekera called Yahe International, which is currently one of the biggest processors of maize in Nakaseke. So this the basis in agro-industrialization gave birth to the first farm service center in this country, which is called Namunkekera Farm Servicing Center, which is currently running 5 districts in the Greater Mengo, or in North Buganda. That is Luero, Nakasongola, Chivoga, Chankwanzi. So all these districts are supplying Namunkekera. So majorly, this has been how Namunkekera has been growing under General Salim Saleh. So this, after this agro-industrialization phase, he gave us a history of what we call the $1 equation. So under the $1 equation, General Salim Saleh had a prime property in Entebbe. Now this prime property in Entebbe, he sold it for a prime idea. So you look at the exchange of a prime property for a prime idea. So he sold all his property and invested in Namunkekera. So, and he shifted his home to Namunkekera. And he started from scratch until the time when he handed over this huge chunk of land to the Chinese. But allow me to go back in 2000.
Briefly, because you want to leave the background and history.
Yes. But allow me to go back in 2000 and I think 2002. General Salim Saleh had a meeting with the president in Moroto. At that time, he was not doing well financially. So what he did, the president told him, I know you're not doing well financially, but please don't sell Namunkekera. Sell anything else, because Namunkekera will one day be an industrial center. That was 2002, way before Namunkekera could even surface to be an industrial center. So you can see that the president of this country, who is none other than His Excellency Yoweri Museveni, had that foresight to know, and we thank him, and he has contributed 70% to the growth of Namunkekera Rural Industrial Center. So today, Namunkekera Rural Industrial Center is home to 26 industries, but 19 are fully functional. And we have so many products. It has become international because we are exporting to Europe, we are exporting to China, we are exporting to the entire Great Lakes region, because our tiles of Huanmu go to as far as Mozambique, Tanzania, Kenya. So we have zeroed the export or the importation of tiles from Europe and Spain and all that to Namunkekera. This is why the Kapeka Road, the Matuga Kapeka Road, actually got eroded because of that export of tiles. And we have contributed greatly to the economy, to hiring almost...
well, that I'll get to it later on. I have also another person on the panel, like I told you earlier on, as we discuss Namunkekera. Now, you've given us the rich background, the historical attachment of Namunkekera, and the journey to where it is today. Now, many Ugandans hear of this. Some have seen clips or watched something like that, but there's something that is going to be happening, and that is the Park Trade Show and Bazaar at Kapeka. Now, joining me, I earlier told you, is a lady who will be giving us more about this. Harriet, please tell us more when we talk about the Park Trade Show and Bazaar. What is this? When is it going to happen, and why now?
Thank you so much. Like you have already introduced me, I'm Harriet Namara, the Secretary General Saleh Kapeka office. We have thought of preparing this trade show to put our industrial park to another level. So many people don't know what we are doing there. And some are busy importing things that we are producing at Kapeka, yet we are selling them cheaply, and they are good quality. Because, for example, tiles, toilets, we test those stones we use, and we have really quality tiles. And we get all the raw materials within Uganda, from Uganda within. The goodwill and the tiles, those are the most leading factories, because we are not outsourcing materials from outside. But the other materials are imported currently, and our factories are 19 that are under operation. Other 7 are still under construction. So we are pushing for 28 factories in a few years' time. Yeah, so we thought since we began this industrial park, we have never done any trade show. We thought of doing this trade show, so for all the Ugandans to get to know what is happening in Kapeka. The entrance is going to be free of charge. We are not going to charge people to enter. Maybe our friends who want to exhibit with us, those ones will call on the number that I'm going to read after. The external exhibitors who want to join us, and then we give you the details. But mainly it's Kapeka Industrial Park, Namunkekera Kapeka Industrial Park, showcasing what they are producing. The date is 27th and 28th of September. We are going to be at Kapeka, entrance of the industrial park, just right opposite our farm service center. We call it the Yellow House. And next we have offices of General Saleh and one of his homes. So people who know there, please come and be with us. The chief guest is going to be the President of Uganda. Yeah, we've actually been advertising General Saleh as the chief guest. So we were there yesterday but one, and he clarified it on air that since he's the host, he's not going to be the guest of honor, and we're going to have His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, the President of Uganda, who has already confirmed to be with us afternoon 27th. Then the second day we shall have other guests. We are still with our Honorable Minister Ivry Nanite also. The other thing they need to know is time. The time for the trade show will be 9 up to late. And we shall have an official function where we'll have speeches as later people will continue buying things. Even at night people will be buying things till the following day. So the trade show is going to be busy for 2 days. And it is a trade show and bazaar, meaning that things are going to be cheaply. We shall buy even below factory price because we are trying to inform people and they go and test what we are producing at Kapeka. So Mr. Zhang has confirmed that the factories are going to be selling their products cheaply than their normal prices. Yes.
Now, this brings me back to engineer here with me. When we talk about this park, yes, you talked about functioning industries. Help us understand. The background is General Salim Saleh. Now, one wants to know, do we have various investors and came and took space in this industrial park, like we see other industrial parks, that government opens up space and then people through Uganda Investment Authority or that get ideas, these are national industries, these are General Salim Saleh industries, because of these pushing to feed into a broader understanding of Kapeka.
Thank you so much. Allow me to inform you that Kapeka is an exhibit of Museveni's economics. And under Museveni's economics, we know security of persons and property, we know liberalization and privatization. Now, liberalization and privatization gave private sector the enabling environment. So Namunkekera is a private sector industrial park, or we can say a private industrial park. It's not a government, but though it is facilitated by government, okay? But it is private sector run industrial park. Now, General Salim Saleh is the chairman because he was the landlord. Now, so we run a model of landlord, developer, investor model. So it is not right when people say it is Salim Saleh's industrial park. This is not Salim Saleh's industrial park. He is the vision bearer, but this park is for Ugandans. Namunkekera is an industrial park for Ugandans. It's not Salim Saleh's park, it's not Chinese industrial park, it is Ugandans industrial park. Because the products are made for Ugandans and it is Ugandans working in this industrial park. So as the vision bearer, he sold his prime property for a prime idea, which was Namukekera. Now he got the land, so he handed over the land for investment. So he handed over this land actually at $1 to the investor. So what the developer did was to partition this land in so many plots, industrial plots, and he went back home in China and welcomed investors. So this is how Namukekera becomes the fastest growing industrial park, because of its model and the visionary. You can see 2002, the president says, don't sell that land, it shall be an industrial park someday. So many years after, almost coming to 8 years after, it becomes an industrial park. But with General Salim Saleh initiating through agro-processing, then he hands over for full investment under the $1 equation, where he is actually benefiting from that industrial park, but not practically participating. Many Ugandans don't understand this model, that you can be a landlord and still earn out of your land without you practically investing on that land or being on that land. So this is the $1 equation. So from the contracts made between...
Now when you talk about the $1 equation,
yes,
because this is very good for many Ugandans to hear, yes. What is this $1 equation?
The $1 equation is whereby you are a landlord, like we have 5 kilometers of land, you hand over this land at $1 to attract investment on that land. Now when you attract investment on that land, investment balloons up, blows up and occupies the full plot of land. But you have a contract with the individual investors. For every product they produce, you have a percentage. Now, for you, you are earning at a percentage from every product. Even if it's one bottle, you have a percentage on every bottle produced. Even if it's one cloth, you have a percentage on every cloth being produced. But you're not the one who is investing on the land. Okay? But you handed over the land and attracted investment on it, and then you sit aside and start consuming your sweat. So now, many Ugandans believe in selling land. But no, this is another way. This is why they call General Salim Saleh financial engineer. Because you can see that on the onset, he financial engineered Kapeka. So he's in Gulu, but he's earning from Kapeka. Many millions of money, actually billions of money. Because on each product produced in the park, he has a percentage. But he's not the owner of the industry, and he's not the developer.
I love the way you've explained that, and I'm sure many Ugandans now get it, understand the park, that actually this is how it's doing things differently, and the reason why they should come for this exhibition. Now, allow me go for a short break. When I come back, we'll be looking more at the park, trade, show, and bazaar, and Harriet will be giving us more insight into this. Let's go for this break.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda Extra.
Hey kids, we're going to count today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Enjoy 5 ways to love your baby, smoothen and protect your baby's skin with 5 new gentle formulations. Original to nurture your baby, aloe vera to protect your boo-boo skin, cocoa butter to comfort your pinkly, mild scent to soothe your little one, and avocado to soften your boo-boo skin. Available in all supermarkets, retail shops, and cosmetics shops near you. Move it, baby jelly. All day confidence.
Nyati Motion Pictures brings you Tuko Pamoja, Peoples of Eastern Uganda segment. How have they negotiated the colonial border that divided the Luya nation into 2 countries?
Deva Samia, Babukusu, Deva Gwe.
Bamasaba.
all belonging to the Valuya
Of Kenya.
We didn't know there was a border to go and visit our father's only sister and our mother's only sister in Bungoma.
Actually, if you talk of the integration of the East African community, for us, we're already integrated.
One community.
Premiering in Mbale City at Mount Elgon Hotel on Saturday, 12th of October.
To get a ticket, call 0778 787 660. Tuko pamoja?
In a nation hungry for truth, a world where every story matters, there exists a beacon of trust and reliability. For decades, they've been our voice and our window to the world, holding the mirror of our history. With 4 TV stations and 11 radio channels spanning 27 languages, they stand as guardians of information, defenders of truth. With Mascari Heritage Advantage, they uphold every citizen's right to reliable and free information. Their archive stories shaped our past and illuminate our present. Yet now, as new challenges arise and the world evolves, their mission faces its greatest test yet. Be part of our journey and let's navigate the unknown, uncover the untold, and safeguard our future together. Tune into your public broadcaster, for it is the intersection of trust and truth. Because to UBC, your story, every story, and every voice matters. UBC, inspiring Uganda.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda Extra.
Welcome back from that break, and thank you so much for being with us on UBC TV. This is the Extra. I'm Robert Chirabo, and with me I have a lady and a gentleman, and our focus this morning is Namunkekera Industrial Park, but more is to let you know of the trade show that is going to take place and bazaar in this industrial park, for you to have an opportunity to better understand what is being done there, to know why should you go for something made outside Uganda, it can be manufactured at top quality here in Uganda. The Bubu policy, buy Uganda, build Uganda. Namunkekera, there is so much that you can buy to build our own economy, to build Uganda. Now, Harriet, as we grow closer to the D-Day, let's understand who are the partners in this exhibition. Yes.
Thank you so much. We have different stakeholders that we have invited to partner with us. We have VIPs, we have ministries, we have institutions, we have government arms. I may not mention all of them, it's a very big list. We also have people that have just sponsored us to partner with us and may not even be present. Others will be present. Then we have external exhibitors, those who are not part of Kapeka Industrial Park, but they want to exhibit with us, like Kaumu Leather Industry, Kaumu Presidential Farm, Tourism Board, Uganda Tourism Board, URA. Different parties are coming to exhibit with us as partners of Kapeka Industrial Park. Then the industrial park has got, like I told you, we have got 19 factories under operation. They are the hosts. They are the ones from Kapeka Industrial Park. Then the external exhibitors, I can't give a total because they are still coming, they are still registering. We have Kasita also, and it's connecting us to many people who want to showcase with us. Like I told you, entrance is free, all Ugandans are allowed to participate. Yeah, then maybe most importantly, I forgot to tell you how big our industrial park is. It's 2 square miles. And there's a portion of that land where we buried our soldiers during the war. It's also so historical to the UPDF fraternity. Most soldiers were buried there. Like my uncle, 8 Jet, is buried there. So many soldiers, so many tombs are there. We have a cemetery. And UPDF training institutes normally come and do a tour there because it's historical to them. That is why we have joined a trade show and bazaar with a celebration. We are also celebrating 8 years of operation and also remembering the history of Kapeka, the history of soldiers, how they fought in that place, what happened. A variety of guests will give speeches according to what they know in that place. So people come and be with us, participate with us. Those who want to exhibit with us, you call on 0783293348. And there's also Airtel 0704293344. We'll be able to receive your call and give you instructions and guidance on how to handle. Thank you.
Now, this brings me back to engineer here. When you talk about this industrial park celebrating 8 years, one would want to know, what have we benefited as Ugandans? What has been your economic value to this country? 8 years of existence, celebrating. That means that there must be some good achievements. Take us through, if they are there.
For sure. For sure, there are so many achievements. First and foremost, there was a reason why we went silent. Namunkekera Rural Industrial Center, or the Liaoshen Industrial Park, is the only planned center in the middle of Kapeka, CBD. Now, because of that industrial park, we've expounded and made Kapeka a planned area.
How?
Now, Kapeka has a physical plan. Now, it is the only area that has a physical plan. And that is because of the industrial park. So the people of surrounding Nakaseke as a district and the people have had a huge impact from Namunkekera. Besides that, we have a huge importation of raw material from other parts of the country. For example, our tiles of Goodwill are 99.9 Ugandan tiles. We use feldspar, we use kaolin, we use sand, we use white clay, black clay, stones, all Ugandan. And the impact here is that we have fully done import substitution as far as tiles are concerned, and expound on the export of these tiles. Because now, from Kapeka, Kenya imports tiles, from Kapeka, Tanzania imports tiles, from Kapeka, South Sudan imports tiles, from Kapeka, DRC imports tiles, Rwanda, Burundi. They no longer go outside Africa. So now that's money coming into Uganda. Now Ugandans are no longer importing tiles. So that is import substitution, which is a huge impact on the economy.
Where a number of them choose Kapeka than flying out.
Yes, because it is affordable and it is bubu.
Now, when you talk of affordability, here, this is where I stand to wonder. Most of the goods manufactured in Uganda are actually more expensive than those imported into this country. And I don't think Kapeka is an excuse. Yes, Saria told us during the exhibition, we are going to have things below factory price, which is a reason why you shouldn't miss. But we, as you want to promote, much as you want to promote Bubu, this is a very big challenge to us. If I bought this shirt from outside, and I went to a country, a company around Bugorobi here, they have good quality, but my dear, what they manufacture may not be mine. And you find that most of what is manufactured here ends up being exported and not Ugandans consuming it. Yes.
Thank you so much. That's a very good question that actually not only affects Kapeka, but all industrialists in the country.
I want to find spinners here.
Yes.
Good quality shirts. I just knew it wasn't my level to purchase.
Now the issue with the affordability of the products produced in Uganda becomes a challenge to government, because the cost of a product comes all the way from the cost of raw material, the affordability of power, okay, and other utilities. Now when it comes to Uganda, power as an input into industrialization or production is high. For example, 2 years ago, for us actually, by the way, Kapeka in the entire country is the only industrial park that has a Ugandan supplied transmission line. Ugandan made. We call it the Dujanga line. It was built by Ugandans from what is this place? From Matuga to Kawanda, from Kawanda station all the way to Kapeka. Sorry, my mind was moving to the product. Now that we asked government to allow us test the 5 cents, and for the time we were producing with the 5 cents, our products were going, consumed by Ugandans. They were affordable and cheap. But I think last year they said, no, we are taking away the 5 cents. Now we are back. Now the products are a little bit expensive, okay, because of the power. So we are as Namukekera, we are asking government, please allow industrialists consume power at 5 cents, so that the products made are cheaper and affordable, so that Ugandans can enjoy these products. It is a disservice to Ugandans if we export all these products to those who can buy them, without Ugandans buying these products at affordable prices. For example, all the fruit, all the dry fruits to produce in Kapeka have been going to China and Europe. And Ugandans have been saying, these things are so nice, why don't you? And when we try to give them these products, they say, these are expensive. But it all comes back to the raw material, so the power. But allow me to also mention that we have been very instrumental in as far as consuming raw material production is concerned. Like we take mangoes, we take pineapples, and we take maize, and the farmers in the greater Luero have market in Kapeka, and their lives have been transformed. That is also one impact we have made. So that is why many industries in this country have found a challenge, but I think government will work on it to make power affordable. We are producing excess power in Uganda. I think the challenge, because on the other side of government of Operation Wealth Creation, where I come from, I can give an explanation. We are producing excess power, but then we have idle power also, which actually makes it a little bit, which we call dimmed energy, which makes power expensive. So when we connect the entire country to the grid, power will become cheaper. So right now, government must put up a huge campaign to make sure that all this power is utilized by so many people, so that the costs come down.
Reduce. Well, that is one of the challenges that we face. However, the good news is that there is so much level of employment at Kapeka. They have created a number of jobs. And like you said, market, there is nothing that annoys a farmer like waking up very early in the morning, have what you planted grow, and then you have challenges of marketing. Well, time seems to be flying. I just want to run to Harriet very fast now here. I want to get from her, when we talk about a number of factories in this area, what are the employment levels like, and how have Ugandans within that region perceived Kapeka?
Thank you so much. Most Ugandans have gotten jobs, and though the management positions are mainly occupied by Chinese, but Ugandans have a bigger space. The biggest number are Ugandans. And we get workers from Eastern, Western Uganda, Northern Uganda, Southern Uganda, different districts. People are being employed, and also the environment has changed. We have stable power, the roads are being worked on, and water supply is stable to favor the industrial park, which is also favoring the external community. And accommodation, whoever starts rental, puts up rentals or apartments, they are all occupied. So standards of living of people have changed around the industrial park. And I can't forget NAPIL. NAPIL, why is NAPIL preparing this? Because the executive director for NAPIL is General Saleh, and we are the staffs who have worked with him for more than 8 years. So NAPIL's role, most people are asking, is NAPIL under the industrial park or not?
First, what is NAPIL itself?
Yes, NAPIL is Namunkekera Rural Industrial Center. We connect market and other external services to the industrial park. For example, we connect them to markets. We guide them on how to register and get involved with URA, get involved with other services, getting passports, so many services that we provide to the Chinese community that they wouldn't be aware of. So that's why NAPIL was set there to help the industrial park, to connect the Ugandan community, to connect to the external services that they cannot reach too quickly as Chinese. And most of them don't know English. But some of them now have put up interpreters who can interpret to people Chinese, from Chinese to English. And we are able to communicate. And those who don't know English, then you have to get interpreters. So that is the role for NAPIL, to help the Chinese move on as investors. And we also protect them. We as investors should be protected. So people who are asking what is NAPIL and what is the role of NAPIL to the industrial park, that is a company for General Saleh that connects to the industrial park, other external services. Thank you.
Well, as we come to the end of this, just remind Ugandans that we are talking about the Park Trade Show and Bazaar. That is at Namukekela Rural Industrial Park that will be running and you can't afford to miss. But as we come to the end, let me just get your parting shots, Engineer.
Thank you so much. First and foremost, I would love to ask government to increase its support to private industrial parks, to help them perform better, because we have public industrial parks and we have the private industrial parks. So the presence of Investment Minister Evelyn Anite is one of those. She has reached out and she's been with us from the very beginning. But now the issues to do with the power tariffs, this should be revised to support these private industrial parks, because people bring a lot of money from abroad, and under liberalization we say bring your money, take your money. So when someone brings their money, they hope to have a quicker returns on investment. So I think when we do this, this will help government in return to have better taxes. And the beauty with Namukekera is that we import and export in Kapeka. This is where government has helped us. And URA, we commend URA, because our products, we load in Kapeka and offload in Kapeka. We don't come to Nakawa. And this has helped us to boost business and also cut down on turnaround times. So we ask government to continue helping us, most especially with the work permits and all these other licenses to make investment better. Now Mukekera is going to expand. Now we are at 19 industries. We hope to be at 60 industries and 80 industries. We are going to expand. We hope to go into starch production. We are going to go into lithium batteries. We are into Hisense. all those electronics. So, but this speaks to employment. Right now we are employing approximately between 3,500 to 4,000 people. But at full capacity we will be employing 20,000 and more when our factories are 60 and 80. But we cannot walk this journey alone. We need partnership, we need the strong hand of government to be with us so that we shoot from 28 industries all the way to 60, 80 industries, so that we can employ more Ugandans, so that we can have more products on the market. So in a summary, that is it. And I want to, in my concluding remarks, I want to appreciate the president of this country, General Yoweri Museveni, who has participated in the progress of Kapeka to 70%. Because he has given us the environment that has enabled the investment. The peace that we are enjoying is because of that, and without a good political environment, without peace, you cannot invest. We would be running here and there, but because of this environment, it is healthy. So investors feel secure, and they are coming, and they are coming. And I want to tell Ugandans that it's not a Chinese industrial park, because we are welcoming Americans, we are welcoming the British, we are welcoming the Indians to come and invest in Kapeka, because we still have space for more investment. I thank you so much.
You've talked about Chinese, Americans. Do you have our local investors? She talked about the casitas. Do you have any in Kapeka? Do you have these?
Actually, we are the first people who went out to Casita, and we told them, please stop investing wrongly. Invest in industries, because real estate is a good business. But when you invest in industry, your returns come back faster. Because how many people will rent the third floor, fourth floor, fifth floor? Now the industry will start producing products, and they will start moving faster. So we've been calling them, please come and invest in Kapeka. The land is there. So our call still remains. We are saying Kasita, Bagaga, Kwagalana, and all others, please come and invest in industries. Real estate is good, commercial buildings are good, but the returns on investment is slow. And banks are actually destroying these people. Yeah.
Well, Harriet, as we move out of here, your final remark to Ugandans.
Yeah, thank you so much, all our viewers. And I'd also want to thank so much those who have supported us, who have partnered with us. Our leading sponsor, I can't fail to mention, was Microfinance Support Center. We've gotten so many supporters who are looking here and see that the function is successful and the trade show. People come in big numbers, and we receive His Excellency. Remember, he's the vision bearer of that industry park. Yes, and we are ready to receive him, join us. Like I said when we were beginning, that entrance is free of charge. Thank you so much.
Well, same people, make it brief, okay?
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I would love to thank General Salim Saleh. Overwhelmingly, I would like to thank General Salim Saleh, who is also the Chief Coordinator of Operation Wealth Creation, for creating wealth in Kapeka and exhibiting wealth creation. Because he's the chairman of wealth creation, and he has exhibited how wealth should be created through the $1 equation. So I want to thank you, sir, General Salim Saleh, for giving us this opportunity and for giving Ugandans this idea that became a reality.
Well, I gave you a minute, and I think it's very done. I just want to thank you so much for being part of us from 6:30 till now with the extension of the extra. Well, go and find out. Go and see for yourself. Go and ensure that we buy Uganda and we build Uganda together. See you tomorrow, God willing, for God and my country.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This